So it's just over 5 hours before President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to deliver his State of the Nation address in Cape Town. Let's go there now. Reporter Samkele Maseko is standing by. Very good afternoon to you, Samkele. Give us an update on what's happening there.
The Secretary General of the EFF, Marshall Dlamini, will be speaking to us on this particular issue of the EFF and their plan to do their work, as they say. The CIC, Julius Malema, has said that they will be disrupting President Cyril Ramaphosa the minute he gets up onto the podium at 7 o'clock this evening to deliver the State of the Nation address. And their demand is, in their words, simple. They're demanding the resignation or the firing of the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan. It's only a question of which method will the EFF be using. It remember, in the 5th administration, in the joint sitting of both houses, that was then Speaker of the National Council of Provinces, that would be Thandi Modise, and the Speaker of the National Assembly, that would be Baleka Mbete. They ordered that the Red Berets, the EFF, be kicked out of the National Assembly. But I'm going to ask Marshall Dlamini, the Secretary General of the EFF, on the method that they will be using today to disrupt this particular sitting. Mr. Dlamini, which method are you doing today to do your work, as you are saying?
No, we're going to speak. We are members of Parliament, and the laws and the rules of Parliament, they allow us as the members of Parliament to speak, to hold the sitting government accountable. That's exactly what we're going to do.
How are you going to do this? Last time around, you were chanting "pay back the money," you were hurling sorts of words to the then President of the Republic, Jacob Zuma. How are you going to hold President Cyril Ramaphosa accountable in your demand for him to fire the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan?
No, it's very simple. There are microphones. We're going to take the microphones and tell Cyril that before you speak, you must fire Pravin Gordhan, because he's useless. He's a liar, he's incompetent, he's a thug. So we cannot have a state that is presided over a thug, especially with the state-owned enterprises. So that's what we're going to do today.
But one would say that would be rich coming from you, calling other people thugs, when you yourselves, as some of your leaders in the EFF, are implicated in issues of VBS. Some in their previous lives were implicated in issues of alleged corruption, which was never proven. And then you've got VBS issues facing your president and your deputy president as we speak now. Yeah,
but you just answered yourself. They were never proven. So why should I still stand here and listen to gossip? That is gossip. I'm saying to you, there is a case, there are witnesses in the Rogue Unit where they're saying that guy is the one who started the Rogue Unit illegally, so I'm not going to entertain your gossip.
But he's never been found guilty of anything.
Yeah, but the issue is there are witnesses who are saying we are ready to go to court. So that's what we are dealing with.
Then how are you going to demand that he be removed? Because he's...
We're going to tell Cyril that he must remove him. That's how we're going to demand it today here in Parliament. And if they try to switch off the mics, because that's what these presiding officers, they do. We're going to use each and every mic that is working. If the only mic that is working in Parliament is that one Cyril that is using, we're going to share that mic, because we are members of Parliament. There's nothing special about him.
But why should you hold the country at ransom if other people want to hear what the president wants to say? Why is it so important that only you and your voice is heard and that other people are not heard?
No, we are delivering on the commitments that we made to our voters. When we're campaigning, we say we're going to hold the executive accountable, and our voters, they said yes, we agree, go back to Parliament. That's exactly what we're doing. We spoke to voters, they said go to Parliament and do exactly that. So I don't know which one we're talking about. We are representing the mandate of our voters, and that's exactly what we're going to do today.
Mr. Dlamini, you are representing only just over 10% of voters. There are some who are representing 20%, 15%, others representing 57%, which is the majority. Why do you think that a minimal voice of 10% is more significant than a majority of 58%?
Because we respect the voter, those 10% that they voted for us. When we went to the streets and around the country, that 10%, they said go to Parliament. Those are people that we are respecting, and we're going to fulfill the mandate and the commitment that we made to them.
So you don't respect the 58% and the 18% that may have voted for the Democratic Alliance, and the somewhat 3% that may have voted for other political parties?
No, we respect everyone. That's why we're here in Parliament. We are members of Parliament. They didn't have an issue. That 58% you're talking about, if they had an issue with us as members of EFF to come to Parliament, they should have maybe stopped us to come into Parliament as members of the citizens of this country. For the fact that they allowed us, it means they respect us, we respect them. That's why they don't have a problem with us being members of Parliament. So this issue of saying we don't respect them, it doesn't exist.
What happens if you are kicked out of the National Assembly, the chambers? What then happens? What's your way forward? Are you going to resist if the Speaker says, please leave the chambers?
No, we'll deal that when we're inside. We're not worried about those things of being kicked out. We're here to work, and our work is going to happen here today.
If Pravin Gordhan is not fired, what's the way forward? Will the President deliver the State of the Nation address, or won't he deliver it?
No, he won't deliver it. That's what he said. He's going to have to fire Pravin before he delivers the State of the Nation. It's non-negotiable.
So he must use the State of the Nation address in front of the entire world and in front of the entire country to fire the Minister of Public Enterprises.
Yeah, but if someone lies to you on an important issue like the delivery of electricity in this country that affects the economy, what do you want to talk about when you got that person who lied to you and said there will never be load shedding in this country? Remember, an issue of electricity is no more a luxury. It's an issue of human rights. Today, hospitals, they can't operate. People are dying in hospital when we can't have access to electricity. So it's not a small thing that Pravin has done. He's a liar. He's not supposed to be in their cabinet. So Cyril must be strong and fire that guy. It's part of the important issues that we are dealing with as a country. The economy is suffering because we can't guarantee access to electricity, to manufacturing industry. We can't do anything. So it's not a small item what we are dealing with.
Does he have the backbone to fire Minister Pravin Gordhan?
If he's a coward, it's not our problem. He must do it. It's his job.
Thank you very much. Secretary General of the EFF, Marshall Dlamini, saying that they are here to do their work and will be demanding that President Ramaphosa fire the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, as he goes up onto the podium this evening at 7 o'clock to deliver a State of the Nation address, saying that if their mics are switched off, they will simply move to other mics so that they are heard. And if the only mic that is working is that on the podium, which President Ramaphosa will be during the sonar, they will walk up to that mic and speak. You'd remember a similar incident took place in the National Council of Provinces with the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, when the EFF MPs stood up and went to that particular mic which the minister was speaking and reporting back on his work in the various departments of public enterprises to speak on this particular matter. The EFF just surrounded him, and you had the members of the Democratic Alliance led by the then Chief Whip John Steenhuisen and the DA's Shadow Minister of Public Enterprises, now Natasha Mazoni, going up to defend Minister Pravin Gordhan. Then you had the ANC entourage of members of Parliament led by the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee into Communications, Hope Up, going forward and defending Minister Pravin Gordhan on that particular day. I'm just looking onto my right as we were supposed to speak to the Minister of Land Affairs. That would be Togo Titiza. She's not here yet. We will certainly speak to her later on what the President must speak on the issues of the amendment of Section 25 of the Constitution to permit for land expropriation without compensation, which joint houses here in this very same chambers in the National Assembly voted to change the constitution of this country alongside the EFF, which is now once again against the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, whom they supported a while back when former President Jacob Zuma was still at the helm and he was still the Minister of Finance. Now they are against him again.
Samkele Maseko in Parliament giving us an update of what's taking place as just over 5 hours to go until President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to begin his State of the Nation address.